Hello everyone, this is Dr. E, and for today we're going to be talking about parabola and quadratic equations and how we can teach our students how to think analytically. Sometimes math problems can be easy, and it's true when they hear the word analytical in some of the math problems or subjects that our students are taking. Geometry will become a little extra more challenging when it becomes analytical geometry, and when trigonometry becomes analytical trigonometry, it involves a lot more thinking and a lot of decision making, and that is what we're going to be talking about in our presentation for today. So if you're a student and you want to be better in becoming good in analytical thinking, our videos are in the description box down below. So you can watch all the videos on quadratic equations and how we analyze quadratic equations so you can master and gain confidence when you're finding the solutions and even graphing a parabola in your math classes. And for teachers, you can use the videos on the description box below for your students so that you'll be able to share the videos I created for you and for your students. And for the first topic that I always teach my students, it's how to find the solution of a quadratic equation. And I always tell them and show them why sometimes a quadratic equation has one solution, sometimes two solutions, and sometimes it has no solution when they, of course, involve answers with square root of a negative number. So they need to learn and see how it works visually so that they'll be able to understand why sometimes we write D and E or does not exist in our answer when we are solving quadratic equations. And the next thing that I show them is, of course, how to analyze a parabola, which is the first of many analytical challenging skills that they are going to be learning in mathematics. So this is when they know when the parabola is opening upward and downwards by just looking at the equation, how to use technology so that they will be able to find the solutions right away and verify if their answers are correct, and finding the vertex of a parabola, either a parabola that opens upward or a parabola opens downward using a formula. And sometimes I show them how calculus is also being used in this type of problem. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you today on how to analyze this quadratic equation, y is equal to 3x squared plus 12x minus 12, which for most students are able to answer easily because the vertex, they know to find the vertex, all they need to do is to use the formula negative b all over 2a. So they'll be able to find the x-coordinate of their vertex, and to find the y-coordinate, they will substitute the value of x that they will find in the equation so that they will have the vertex of a parabola. And another way of showing my students so that they will have a buy-in on calculus is that calculus can easily help you compute for your parabola using the derivatives. So our function y can be derived, or we can differentiate it using the power rule. So we have 6x plus 12 as our function, and to find the solution, all we need to do is to find y prime equal to 0, and this will be the solution of your quadratic equation. And to do that, all you need to do is to equate 6x plus 12 to 0. 6x plus 12 equals 0, and then you solve for x. So we have 6x is equal to negative 12, and x is equal to negative 12 over 6, or equal to negative 2. So now we have the x-coordinate of our vertex, and all we need to do is to find the y-coordinate, and to find the y-coordinate, we're going to substitute the value of negative 2 to our equation or to our function. So we'll have 3 times negative 2 plus 12 times negative 2 minus 12, and that will give us negative 24. If you calculate it really quickly using a calculator, or using technology, which I'm going to share with you, because now that we know that the vertex is -2 and -24, we can show our students how to verify it using Desmos or using technology. And this is where we can show and tell how technology is used to be able to solve math problems like this. So we know that we can verify our answer because our equation 3x squared plus 12x minus 12 is a parabola opening upwards, and the vertex that we calculated a while ago is going to show here, and we verified that -2 and -24 is the vertex of our equation or quadratic equation. And to find the solution without resorting to quadratic formula or completing the square or factoring, all you need to do is to hover your cursor to the parabola, and this will be one of the solutions of your quadratic equation, which is -4.828, and the other one is 0.828. So this is one way on how we can show our students how this equation and parabola is actually more visual, and we can understand it better when we are seeing them as opposed to just going through the motions of using the formula to find the solutions and using the pattern to find the vertex and the graph of our equation. So analytical skill is going to play or will be put into play in working with parabola, and this is how I share it with my students and show my students. So first, they need to know how to find the solutions of a parabola, both algebraically and using technology, and of course, teach them and show them how to analyze a parabola using technology so that they will be able to understand that analytical thinking skill is important in mathematics, and that is one of the many values or character that we're going to be developing when we are learning mathematics, similar to a parabola. And this is how I show and teach my students quadratics. So if you're a teacher and you have your tips on how we can teach our students parabola and teach them to think analytically, comment it down below. We would love to hear from you. And for our students, the videos are in the description box. You can practice on those, so watch them and answer some of the problems on your own, and you can verify your answer from the video so that you will be able to be more confident when it comes to answering problems involving quadratic equation. This is Dr. E, and see you again